Have you ever noticed why does the oldest daughter think she's the family manager?
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? Together Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Yeah, I went MIA for like 3 days and I'm going to give you guys a live update. It was my birthday on Thursday, August 10th, and also my 10th year anniversary. And yeah, you're getting switched up a look a little bit, okay? So anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is video about Eda's daughter, and I saw this video of a woman talking from I think she's a millennial because she said her parents is Gen X. So she went on to talk about how there's this eldest daughter syndrome and all that. If some of you guys don't know, I am the eldest daughter in my house. I don't think you guys know, but yeah, I'm the eldest daughter in my house, and I'm just like, okay, eldest daughter, and I was very intrigued with this conversation. Anyway, guys, let's go hear what this woman had to say, and then we'll talk.
Do you ever feel like some of the most important conversations we need to have just don't happen until they eventually go viral on social
Yeah.
media? Well, finally, we're talking about eldest daughter syndrome. One of the most intense memories that I have is being with my siblings and cousins when I was about 7 or 8 years old and having my uncle storm into the room. I was the eldest child of all of them, all the cousins, all the grandkids. I am the eldest everything. And he grabbed me and spanked me. And I started crying and I said, "Why did you do that?" And he said, "Because I just came in here and asked you guys to be quiet and everybody's still screaming." And I said, "I'm not screaming. I listened to you. I did what you asked me. Why did you spank me? And how come you're not spanking anybody else?" And he said, "Because you're the oldest. You were supposed to make sure your siblings and your cousins stopped. If you don't want the consequences for this, then you step up and be responsible." I've always felt that that memory kind of defines my life in a way. And I'm in therapy again, and at the end of the decade of my 40s. And I feel like at this time in life, I think particularly for women, so much of what we have suppressed is coming up. Like
Yeah.
perimenopause is
Yeah.
part of this process, I think, this natural process that it will bring up all the
Definitely.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I look at so many things in my life and where it ended up, and it, there's a part of me that's like, it was never going to end up anywhere but here. I was never going to get married and have kids. I was my parents' parents. I was my siblings' parents. I was my cousins' parents. I've been mom number 2 as auntie.
Yeah.
I've been taking care of my family since I was a little girl. And after going through this big surgery that my nephew had a couple months ago, and seeing the way that everybody treated me during that period of time and what they expected from me, it was really quite eye-opening. There are times at this point in my life where I feel like I'm not sure I even know who I am. I am so used to being a function
Yeah.
in other people's lives. I am so used to caregiving. I am so used to being big sister, good daughter, that I literally don't know who I am. Hence why I'm on this journey of trying to center myself. I wrote about this today. I just cannot get this off my mind. And as I was writing, it was really hard to face all of the ways that I was treated so differently than my siblings. I had so much responsibility compared to them. My family had sky high expectations for me. And so many people that are talking about this are in their 20s. Let's talk about the eldest Gen X daughters. We're literally taking care of our parents at this point. We literally need help right now. So if you can relate, you can find this article by clicking on the link in my bio. Do you ever feel
I can relate so hard to what she was saying. Like, oh my goodness, like I could. What? This is. Whoa. And she's saying the eldest daughter's revolution. I feel like it's already here now because we're seeing a lot of. Anyway, I have a lot to say anyway. A lot of people had reaction to this video and people were talking about it. Not just this video, but eldest daughter generally were speaking up about the eldest daughter syndrome. Let me know down in the comment section if you're an eldest daughter yourself and if you agree to this eldest daughter syndrome thing, and if you can relate to it, or if you cannot relate to it. If you're an eldest daughter, please go down in the comment section and share. And if you have an eldest sister or an eldest daughter, do you think that you treated her different or you treated her more like an adult even when she was a child? Let us know down in the comment section. So let's get your other people's thoughts on this.
Like some of the most important conversations we need to have just don't happen until
I hear your pain. There's a lot of pain in you from the experiences you had as a child and the way other people treated you, and that was not okay. But I want to come on here to warn you about something, to not fall into this pit of making a syndrome or a rule about something. That's not really a rule, it's just your personal experience.
Okay.
Because not all eldest children experienced what you experience. Not every girl in every family who grew up in this way did not go on to have husbands and children. So don't make your personal experience into a syndrome or something we should.
Sorry, I had to stop the video. I don't think she was making it a general syndrome, like, oh, this is a syndrome. No, she was like, if there's a syndrome or there's a condition, it's not for everybody. So, but if it's something that most people can relate to, fine. But I don't think she was saying it in the aspect that, oh, it's every elder's daughter that was experiencing that. People are raised separately, but when majority of elders' daughter are talking and saying this is how they feel, then I feel like it's a thing to look at. Let's continue.
Think of as a general rule. And I'm just saying this because I really see this all over this app, particularly. That every time I experience something, it must be something almost diagnosable. And that's not what it's about. And back to the more important part, your pain is real.
For sure.
What you experienced is real. And I'm so glad you're healing it. And I'm so sorry you had to go through that. It does not make it universal.
She never said it was
do you ever
universal.
feel like some of the most important conversations we need to have just don't happen and
Oh, pull up a chair, because this one's for me.
Ooh.
The oldest Gen X daughter. Well, that is me. And my mom decided to turn me into a parent when I was about 6. See, my mom had babies to try to trap my father. And when it didn't work, she had no use for us anymore. And that's when it was my job to step in and raise my brother. My brother also has special needs. He has autism. And let me tell you something, in the mid-'80s, nobody knew about autism. But all of that was my responsibility. Every last bit of it. I spent my entire childhood raising my brother, who was only 4 years younger than me. And every single thing was my responsibility. Talking to his teachers. Could you imagine? I couldn't go to birthday parties. I couldn't go to friends' houses. I couldn't join activities, after school sports. I couldn't do anything because my number one job was raising my brother. Now, I never held any resentment towards my brother. I still don't. I love him to death, and this is not his fault. But my mom. Yep, I said what I said. That woman took my entire childhood away and gave me more responsibility than I could ever deal with. And as an added bonus, she was a gigantic steaming hot mess that I had to take care of as well. My favorite experience personally was when I was about 12 and she was broken up with and decided she was going to try to kill herself right in front of me. Nothing like being 12 years old wrestling pills out of your mom's hand. But I digress. Wow. Now I'm 49 years old. And I've been in this position, this role, my whole life. And I do not know who the hell I am now. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I like. Because I've spent my entire life raising and taking care of everybody around me. Because it's all I know. And now my son is a fully functioning grown man who really doesn't need me for any. He doesn't need me. And I don't know what the hell to do with myself. Because in those critical developmental years, those years that you're supposed to figure out who you are and what you like, I wasn't allowed. Because that woman told me straight up, it is your responsibility to take care of your brother. She made that selfish decision in 1982. and I've been struggling ever since. Now I'm on this quest to figure out who I am and what I like and what I want. It's tough, man. It really, really is. But I don't know. Wish me luck, because I am the older Gen X daughter, and I took care of everyone.
You ever noticed, why does the oldest daughter think she's the family manager?
First of all, did anyone let y'all know we didn't want the job? There were two options bestowed upon us. One being we either manage it or we fix it. We don't have the audacity to watch your lives fall into shambles, but I would argue that intellectually and streetwise, we are the smartest. Now, before you start fighting in the comments, it's not even personal. We were the trial baby. We were the first daughter. By natural selection, we evolved the family.
We've all seen the hilarious memes about the oldest daughter and how anxious she is and how she's on top of everything. That's actually a real problem. As a therapist who works with millennial and Gen Z clients, many of my millennial clients are becoming parents. And this behavior pattern, this behavior dynamic of the overachieving, over anxious worrying that we've developed as being the eldest daughters is showing up in their parenting. It shows up in their relationships, and it gives them this caretaker status that they don't actually really want. And it creates a lot of resentment in relationships, and people feel very unfulfilled in their lives. If this is you, I encourage you to think about behavior patterns that show up in your relationship that are keeping you unsatisfied. Think about how much you give to others, how you prioritize yourself, what your boundaries are, how often you say yes instead of saying no. Think about all of those things. It's important to recognize how you're showing up so you can actually break this generational cycle.
Oldest daughters, let's chat.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I'm the oldest of 3. And I'm actually significantly older than my sister and than my brother. I'm 6 years older than my sister, and I'm 9.5 years older than my brother. It's just how it all played out. As oldest daughters, I think we're raised in quite a contrast. We're raised as natural-born leaders. We're very direct and assertive. We have a mind of our own. As my mom used to always say, you're the strong-willed daughter. I was even called difficult, which is code for expressing and having my own thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And we have this innate will and grit within us. Part of the struggle is also that we're taught to be nice and accommodating and feminine and submissive. As oldest daughters, we need to honor our inner wisdom instead of fighting it.
Daughter trauma is so real. One of the biggest reasons is the guilt that we feel on a daily. Like, I just came back home not 3 or 4 days ago, and I was just bombarded by all of these problems by my younger siblings that my parents are just not able to take care of. And I nearly I think I fell into like a mini depression for 2 reasons. One is because I feel so guilty that I'm not here, that I moved on with my life, that I'm independent financially, emotionally, and just breaking a bunch of generational cycles. But the guilt of leaving them when I was the one that was fixing all of their problems constantly and on a daily, and in a way I saved myself. Sometimes it's really hard to live with that guilt.
Wow. Wow. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comment section. I'd love to know what you think about this conversation down. So go ahead and share your thoughts, but please keep it respectful. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to air your opinion. Here on this channel, we give our conversation. We have amazing conversation without being disrespectful or calling each other's names, okay? So, like I said initially in the beginning of the video, I'm a first daughter myself, and I can totally relate to most of the things they were saying. And I'm almost 40, okay? So, I can relate so bad that even now, I feel like now, like I would say, I know my mom watches my video, so I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I wasn't raised, literally, I wasn't raised. I was raising my younger ones. I have 5 younger ones, and I was made to be like the second mother. My younger sister is getting married, and I literally feel like the mother of the bride, like soon, like because I literally raised her, I literally nurtured her as a baby. At age 9, I was literally 9 or 9, 8. At age 8, I was literally already nursing a baby, a newborn baby. My immediate younger one were very close in age, and but still, I was made to take care of them. We'll come back from school together. I'm to fix lunch for them. If anything gets bad in the house, I'm to be blamed because I was there with them and they choose to spoil something in the house. And I feel like that has literally made me, I have a lot of anxiety over being a perfectionist because literally, like, I feel like it's a problem for me. Like, I can't afford for things to spoil, that I become so cautious of things around me. And like when I was saying my therapist, and she was like, you're a perfectionist, and she literally said it that it stems down for being the eldest in my household. And I can totally relate. This is a whole lot of trauma, and I feel like if you're an eldest daughter and you struggle to be structured, or I said not structured, you struggle being submissive, or you have a mind of your own, I feel like you've gotten to that place where you're very rebellious. Because I personally, because I was taught to always follow the rules, to make sure things don't get bad, to raise so that I can serve my husband, raise so that I can serve the people around me. That's how I was raised, so that I can know how to take care of my younger ones, how I can take care of my husband. And now I feel like I've gotten to the place where I am so self-sufficient for myself that I feel like I don't want to even hear anybody tell me what to do. Like, I don't want nobody, no. You're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to take that away from my life, which comes off like almost like I'm rebelling against everything I know and everything I was raised to know. And like my friends, they will say that I think with the left side of my brain because I'm totally going against everything. And funny enough, I feel like this has also stemmed from even my mom, that everything my, like, literally myself and my mom were real words and opposite. Like, if my mom is going here, I'm going here. Like, it just becomes like a default for me. Like, I just, and I feel like it really stems down from that eldest daughter syndrome, that I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to be anything like my mother, who who decide to have children and decide to shift the responsibility of taking care of those children to our eldest daughter, which is me. And I'm like, and I feel like that's why I've always had that conversation with myself if I want to have a child. And even in my head, I already know how I want to structure myself if I have a child. My child is not going to be, come to think of it, that you're leaving a baby with a 9 years old child. Like, why? That was so Woo! This is real, guys. And I'm happy we're talking about this, and I'm happy that Ella's daughter are beginning to seek help and therapies and all that. I am anyway, because it has made me being a freak, like a control freak, that some people cannot understand why I'm such a freak. Even my husband can understand why I want to control everything. Like, I need to have control of everything, or else I feel a lot of anxiety and I feel like things will go wrong. And that's not even a healthy way to live. Anyway, guys, let me know your thought about this conversation down in the comment section, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation, so go ahead and share your thoughts. Let me know if you like this new style of video, so let me know down in the comment section. Please share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation, so go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, smash the like button, because that helps YouTube to push out my content, and that will be you supporting your girl. With that all said, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed.